Well guys, I thought I'd just do like a quick how-to basically of how to actually install and how to use the leaky pipe irrigation system. So I can bring you over to the tap time, we'll start there and we'll work our way around and I'll show you how we do it and what we need to do to get to that point. So this is a tap timer. This one is supplied by leaky pipe and it's an orbit. So as you can see on there at the moment, it's set to auto. You've got two different stations. You can plus and minus the time. You can put it onto manual. You can just turn it off. You can put how many times a day you want it to come on for and how many days of the week you want it, how long, what time, and just set your clock. So we can go through all of that in a bit. But if you've got it connected to a outside tap, you just need one of these little tree spurs. And from that, if you're having one station, so if you've got borders, you can have that as station 1, or if you've got raised planters, you can have that as station 2. So you've got two different zones that can be watered at two separate times throughout the day. So this is our station 1. That's actually for the core 10 planters and everything, so I can show you that in a minute. And this is station 2 here, which is all the rest of the garden, which is currently running. So all we've done is brought a supply pipe down, 20 mil pipe. So we've got all the clips just going around the house there, under the door sill, coming around this little greenhouse. We've just clipped it to the house using the clips that, again, leaky pipe supply. You've got so many different types of fixings and everything like that. So you can see here, these are 90s. So you just cut it to where you need it, stick one end in. The main tool that you need to do all of this to make it so much easier is a heat gun. So you just heat the plastic piping up ever so slightly, makes it a bit more easy to push everything on. Once it pushes on and then cools back down, it actually goes onto the ridges. I can show you, I've got a load of bits and bobs here. So, as you'll see, this is a supply, that's a supply tee to a leaky. So the supply is 20 and I believe the leaky is 12 mil. So once it's cooled down, the plastic goes around to these ridges and bites on, makes it all watertight. Every single fixing is the exact same as those. So you've got 90s, you've got T's and all sorts of bits, but we'll go through that. So you want to run your supply pipe. Realistically, you want it to go around the entirety of the garden. So ours is all going back behind the fence there. You can see I put little spray marks there, so that's our zone 1 pipe and this is zone 2, so that one's going along up to the planters. So that's coming all the way down to the back of the garden here. And again, so I've got a little spray mark there, which is telling me this is for the planters. So I've got a supply tee there, so it's a 20, 20, 20. That then goes straight through the garden there, straight up into our core 10 planter. And I've left it proud at the moment because we've just got to fine tune that going over the top and getting that in there, but that's for zone 1 for the planters. So once you've got your pipe all the way around the garden, let's find a tee that I've got here. Right, so this is the pipe that I showed you earlier, or the connection that I showed you. So this is a 20 mil, 20 mil to a 12 mil. So you just cut your pipe, just some snips or pipe cutters or whatever, just cut that. Again, warm that up with a heat gun, slide them both on. Exactly the same with the leaky pipe, it's so simple. Heat this up as well, put that on, and then as you can see, I'm running out. Where's that one going? So this is all going in and out, it's just going in and out of all the plants, looping round, comes all the way back round throughout here, and then I'll show you it comes right down to the end of the garden here. Which one is it? It's that one. And then when you get to the end, you're not allowed more than a 50 metre run. So you can cut them to shorter, or you can just measure it out for 50 metres, but then you get what's called a stop cap. So again, it's all ribbed there. You just heat this bit up, put it in, and then you can see that there's no water actually coming out of the top of that, but the pipe is still filling up with water and it's all dripping out. So again, we've got all the supply going around here. I've got another T supplying coming up along here. This is all going to be buried, it's just running late, it's getting to the end of the day. So from there, we've got another 90 in there. We've got some little pegs holding it down there to make sure it doesn't flip up. And then I've just got a short bit of pipe in there, and then that's a straight connector, so that's a 20 to a 12 just to the leaky. Then that goes all the way behind this hedge, and then you can see it's coming out over this hedge. Again, this will all be getting buried, so you won't be able to see this under the mulch, but it's just for the purposes of showing everybody how it works. So that goes all the way up on this side to the top here, and then loops all the way back round. That's one run. And then again, just at the very end, I've got a little thing there to a little peg to stop that from popping up, and then there's a stop cap, stops all the water coming out and can build pressure up in the pipe. So I'll show you how the tap timer works now. But again, that's just all the way around the garden with supply pipe, and everywhere where you want it to come off, you just simply put a T in. So you can just cut the pipe, put the T's in from supply to the leaky, so from the 20mm to the 12mm. Just pop it in wherever you've got a border, just put a break and then feed that off, but don't have any more than 50 metres on a run for the leaky, because otherwise it struggles apparently with the amount of pressure that's in it. Can't build up enough, can't build up enough pressure. Right, so I'll show you the tap timer and how that's all working. So as you see there, that's saying it's got 6 minutes, so we can stop it. Right, so that's now stopped, so there's no more water going down. So when we are setting, we can set the clock. The clock's already set, so start time will change to station 2, because station 2 is all of our beds. So start time 5 in the morning. We can go all the way up to whatever, so we'll start that at 7 o'clock in the morning. So at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then we go how long? Station 2. So that's going to go on for, let's say that's going on for 20 minutes. Oh, no, that's just cleared it. So 20 minutes. How often? Again, station 2. So you can have it every, it's got hours up there. I don't know if you can see that too brilliantly, but it's got every hours. So you can have it every 12 hours, or you can have it every day, every 2 days, every 3 days, every 4 days. So we want it every 12 hours. So it'll go off at 7 o'clock in the morning for 20 minutes and 7 o'clock in the evening for 20 minutes. And then we can leave that on auto. Don't know if you can see, so it's got the time there, and then it says start time. It's got 4 hours for station 2, but because we've not had it on this morning, because obviously I've only just installed the whole thing, we're going to go and press manual down here, switch it again to station 2, put that on for an extra 15 minutes, and then you'll hear that click, and that's when everything starts going again, starts pushing through the whole system. So there we go, so it's clicking. Obviously you want to just make sure that everything's all tight once you're running it through, and make sure there's no leaks or anything on any of these joints. Just follow it all round, you know where you put your things. So yeah, as it builds up pressure, the pipe will then fill up and then start to leak out, hence the name leaky pipe. And yeah, this stuff is pretty good. It's pretty cheap as well. It's not like a mega expensive irrigation system, but for every 10 minutes that this is on, it's like the equivalent of 2 to 3 hours worth of rain. But where you're looping it in and out of the plants, and you're so close to the roots and things, it's more concentrated. So yeah, hope that helped. Super easy, super simple. There's nothing difficult about it. You don't need to be qualified to do it or anything like that. You can just pick up all of the bits from leaky pipe, and then you can just go and install it yourself. Like I said, you don't need anything. Only tools you need is a set of snips just to cut the pipe, and a heat gun. If you're drilling it to the walls, obviously you need a drill and some raw plugs and screws and bits, but for the most part it's just that. It's minimal tools, minimal effort, and it just makes things so much easier. The clients on this particular job were, I think they were out watering for about 2.5 hours every evening, whereas now they haven't got to come out and they haven't got to worry about it. We've got the leaky pipe going absolutely everywhere. So that's it from there, from that point of view. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, hope it's helped. Even if it's helped one person, you know, it's worth doing it. Consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and I'll be back later with more walk arounds on new jobs we've got and little bits and how-tos and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you very much. Cheers, bye.